How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And before we get started, I want to let you guys know about the private Discord. We crushed it today inside of the market. We've been crushing it for quite some time. People are making money, and I want to make sure that as far as for yourself, if you want to be a part of a community of like-minded individuals, I highly suggest you join us. You can find the link inside the description. We'll be happy to have you a part of the family. So you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, we do this 5 days out of the work week. Maybe you had maybe you had a stressful day, or maybe it was the market conditions. Well, you came to watch this video, plus hear one of my corny jokes. Here it comes. What do you call a cheap circumcision? A ripoff. Not too bad. But anyways, what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN. I know what you're saying, Dre. Did you see it pull back inside the market today? Of course I seen it. It is on my watch list. I have a position. I am watching it. I'm letting you guys know that. But before we get going, let's jump into the agenda. So the first thing we got to go over is a big time news update in regards to Covaxin. Many of you are going to be looking forward to this update, and I want to make sure I share it with you. And then secondly, we're going to be doing a technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action. Yes, we saw it pull back today, but we want to know what are those areas of support and what do we want to look for in regards to getting a reversal and getting a bullish trend. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what have the institutions been doing, how have they been buying, how they've been selling, the inflows, the outflows. We're going to cover that. And then when all of that is done, we'll jump into the final thoughts. So let's get to it. So let's go over the recent update that you can find on Bharat Biotech's Twitter. Here it is. All documents required for the emergency use listing of Covaxin has been submitted to WHO as of July the 9th. The review process has now commenced with the expectation that we will receive the EUL from WHO at the earliest. Dr. Krishna Ella, Chairman and Managing Director at Bharat Biotech International Limited. So this is definitely some great news. We got an update in regards to the EUL. We already know how important this is for Covaxin, and it's a great way to actually get some momentum going back into OCGN as well. Another thing, the reason why this is so big, you know the talk when they had going on everywhere talking about the vaccine passport, by being added on the EUL list, this kind of just says, well, you know what? The World Health Organization approves Covaxin. So this is definitely going to give it a lot more credibility, a lot more legitimacy, and more countries adopting and understanding the fact that, you know what, okay, you can come into our country, we will accept it. Covaxin is legit, it is on the EUL. But anyways, let's jump into the technicals. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for OCGN. Let's see how it performed today. So ended up closing at $6.98, being down 3.99%. On the low, it tested $6.86, then on the high, testing $7.38. In regards to overall volume, we had 15.04 million shares that were traded, and on average over 10 trading days, we usually have 22.21. So we did have lower volume than usual. When we take a look at our indicators on the chart here, you can see at the RSI, we're right at 44.48. That puts us in the oversold territory. And now when we take a look at our indicators on the chart, we are well above the 200-day, but we are below the 100-day and as well as the 21-day EMA, which is at $7.65. So OCGN did end up pulling back today, but one of the things we need to take a look at, it ended up ending at an area where we do have support right around this $7 area. So if it does decide to pull back even further, then we know the next level to look out for will be around here in this 650 level. If it pulls back past 650, then right here we have right around $6. I think this gives opportunities for anyone who's considering getting into a position as far as for an entry. We already do know for a fact that OCGN has already been putting in a lot of work already to make sure that this launch goes successful. So this is part of the reasons why, if you have long-term conviction, things are not looking too bad. So what I want to see from OCGN, especially as this week progresses, for it to start looking bullish again, I want to see it come back to reclaim playing with 21-day EMA here at $7.65 so we can gain some momentum and get to this $8 area. But if it doesn't end up happening, I really don't mind for the reasons that I already stated. But one thing we got to know, we are hanging on support. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for OCGN. So we could see here on the inflow we had 23, and on the outflow we had 27. We had 0 on the large, 15 on the medium, and we had 8 on the small. On the outflow side, we had 27, 1 on the large, 20 on the medium, 7 on the small. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see we had 2 inflow days, 0 days, pretty much it was even between inflows and outflows. And then also if we take into consideration today, which is July the 12th, we have negative, which is an outflow of 799.36. So as far as from the institution side, yes, we had an order, which was one that ended up being an outflow and definitely had an impact on the overall stock. Like I was saying, we are definitely going through a sector rotation here. There are many growth stocks and as well as penny stocks that are being impacted by this. So a lot of money is being moved into the bigger cap stocks. We are really inside of earnings seasons right now. So if OCGN does decide to pull back and you believe in the long-term prospects, this is definitely an opportunity that's being presented to you. I know many are buying and taking advantage of these dips, but you need to decide for yourself if it is right for you. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, this is definitely a play you need to make sure you have high conviction in. If you don't have high conviction, then there's a good chance you're going to be stressed out with the price action that you are seeing. Another thing is, when I went on Fintel, I saw that the short interest was around 30%. So we're going to be very interested in knowing what it's going to be looking like later on in the evening. But what does this mean? OCGN does continue to have short squeeze potential. Also taking a look at the borrow fee, I saw that it was around 12%, so this is fairly significant as well. As far as for the EUL, this is great news for Covaxin. When I was going over it in previous video, they were saying, hey, we should get a decision sometime in the second week of August. So what I'm looking at it now, will that actually be before the second week? Well, we're gonna have to be patient and to look forward to it. And then there is a lot of talk, and you know what? I think it's actually true, and I think it's actually real in regards to ocugen.ca. So Ocugen opening up a site or wanting to start a site, and this was from GoDaddy. I saw this on Reddit, and just, you know, trying to put in a footprint, a nice little chess move right there, just kind of make sure they have their website all ready and set up. So just taking all this into consideration, things are definitely looking good. As far as how the stock is doing inside of the market, it all depends on what your goals are, right? If you had a short-term goal and you're trying to play it off momentum, of course, this is not the perfect setup. But if you're looking at it as far as for the long term and you see Covaxin being competitive on the global stage and being in markets like Canada and as well as the US, then this does provide an opportunity in the price range that it's actually in. And hey, I don't even mind loading up on OCGN when it is below $7 as well, especially in that $6 range. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.